Development of ethical standards has become a cornerstone of corporate identity. This report explores the journey of ethics in the business world, from its historical roots to its contemporary significance, shedding light on the pivotal role it plays in governance, stakeholder trust, and sustainable practices. It is a critical exploration of how ethics has become an inseparable part of business success and societal well-being. Welcome to a new chapter of our report entitled Development of Ethical Standard in Business. Sit back, relax, and listen to our report. So this report consists of subtopics to be discussed as we go along with the report. These are first, ethical behavior, second, values, third, ethical dilemmas at workplace, fourth, rationalization of unethical behavior, fifth, factors influencing ethical behavior, sixth, maintaining high ethical standards, and lastly, importance of ethical behavior in the workplace. Let's discuss the first subtopic of this report, which is the ethical behavior. So ethics. Ethics is a set of standards of good or bad or right or wrong in one's conduct. It involves making decisions and taking actions that are considered morally and socially responsible, just, and fair. Ethics provide a framework for behaving with integrity, honesty, and respect for others, both in personal and professional contexts. So when we say ethical behavior, it is the right or good in the context of a governing moral code. Ethical behavior means doing what is right, just, and fair, even when no one is watching. It involves making choices and taking actions that align with moral principles and values, treating others with honesty, respect, and integrity, and upholding a sense of responsibility to society and one's own conscience. So let's proceed to the second subtopic of this report, which is the values. Values are broad beliefs about what is appropriate behavior. Values are the beliefs and principles that matter most to a person. They guide decision-making and shape behavior. Values are the core convictions that help individuals determine what is right and wrong, important and unimportant in their lives. They serve as a compass for how people lead their lives and interact with others, reflecting what they consider meaningful and worthwhile. There are two kinds of values. The first one is terminal values, preferences about desired end states, for example, self-respect, family security, freedom, inner harmony, and happiness. Terminal values represent the ultimate goals or end states that individuals aim to achieve in life. The second one is instrumental values. Instrumental values, preferences regarding the means to desired ends. Example, honesty, ambition, courage, imagination, and self-discipline. Instrumental values, on the other hand, are the means or principles used to achieve those terminal values. So in summary, terminal values are the desired end goals or outcomes, while instrumental values are the principles and behaviors used to reach those goals. Terminal values are the what of one's aspirations, while instrumental values are the how of achieving those aspirations. Both types of values collectively shape an individual's ethical and moral framework. Next subtopic is ethical dilemmas at workplace. Ethical dilemmas is a situation that, although offering potential benefit or gain, is also unethical. Ethical dilemma is a situation where a person faces a difficult choice between two or more options, each of which involves conflicting moral principles or values. In this situation, there is no clear right or wrong choice, and the decision maker may feel torn between doing what is morally right and what is personally or professionally advantageous. Ethical dilemmas often require careful consideration and may involve a trade-off between conflicting ethical principles. There are five kinds of ethical dilemmas in the workplace. The first one is discrimination. Discrimination is an ethical dilemma occurs when an individual or group is treated unfairly or unequally based on certain characteristics like race, gender, age, or other factors, even though it is considered unethical or morally wrong. Denying promotion or appointment to a job candidate's race, religion, gender, age, or other non-job relevant criterion is an example of discrimination. Sexual harassment is an ethical dilemma, refers to situations where an individual, typically in a more powerful position, engages in unwelcome and inappropriate behavior or advances of a sexual nature towards another person. Example of this is making a coworker feel uncomfortable because of inappropriate comments or actions regarding sexuality, or a manager requesting sexual favors in return for favorable job treatment. Conflicts of interest in an ethical dilemma arise when an individual's personal interests or financial gains clash with their professional or ethical responsibilities. Taking a bribe or kickback or extraordinary gift in return for making a decision favorable to the gift giver is an example of conflicts of interest. Customer confidence in an ethical dilemma refers to the trust and belief that customers have in a business or organization to provide products or services that are safe, reliable, and meet their expectations. Example of this is the giving of another party privileged information regarding the activities of a customer. Organizational resources in an ethical dilemma pertain to the assets, funds, and capabilities that an organization possesses and can allocate to various purposes. Using official stationery or a company email account to communicate personal or make personal opinions or make requests from community organizations is an example of organizational resources. So now, we arrive at the last topic which will I be discussing because the next topic will be discussed by the other reporter. It is rationalization for unethical behavior. It refers to the mental process through which an individual justifies or convinces themselves that engaging in an ethical or morally wrong actions is acceptable or necessary. It involves creating excuses or explanations that make the unethical behavior seem less wrong or more reasonable. This rationalization often allows people to maintain a positive self-image and avoid feelings of guilt or wrongdoing, even when their actions conflict with their ethical values. A good example for this is convincing yourself that the behavior is not really illegal. Behavior is in everybody's interest, that nobody will ever find out what you've done. And lastly, organization will protect you.
Hello everyone, this is Joyce Magdayo. Allow me to discuss the subsequent topic under the development of ethical standards in business. So, we have here the different factors that influence ethical behavior. First is personal, second is the organization, and third is the environment. Personal has different categories and that includes personal needs, personal standards, family influence, and religious beliefs. Some people inherently possess good character like honesty, kindness, and compassion. Such people are likely to display ethical behavior in daily life. So, how did they do it? Since we were young, our parents have taught us to do good, to act good, and to behave good, and to never do anything that could harm anyone. Those were the simple reminders that we unconsciously conform. And since socializing is part of our life, those behaviors we have learned from our house can be used as a practice while socializing outside your environment and thus become your needs. While growing up, we also developed our way of thinking, resulting in the creation of or setting personal standards in our life, since we could now differentiate between good and bad or right and wrong. And those standards may come from the influence of family, since they are the primary driving force that influences our behavior. Religious belief as well serves as the main foundation of our morals, value systems, and ethical behavior. We believe that good deeds will be rewarded and bad will be punished. One of the key sources of organizational influence is the degree of commitment of the organization's leader to ethical conduct. This commitment can be communicated through the organizational code of ethics or conduct, policy statements, and publications. Be the change you want to see. Ika nga, di ba? So, if you are the boss of your own company, your ethical behavior will guide the personality of others, especially your subordinates. To prevent ethical dilemmas in your workplace, you need to maintain a good track record as well while following an ethical and righteous path. And you will see it yourself how it instantly motivates others to follow you. Organizations operate in a competitive environment, are influenced by government laws and regulations and social norms and values. As a business owner, you need to do your assignment by operating your business in a continuous process through observing the sets of laws and regulations imposed by the government for your business to stay in the market. And to comply with the set of standards administered by the government, you show them your eagerness to stay in the market, and therefore your subordinates will also conform based on the organizational goals and objectives. If the leader will take the initiation, then the rest will directly follow. There are generally four methods for maintaining high ethical standards. We have ethical training, ethical role model, ethical code of conduct, and whistleblower. Let us discuss first the two methods. We have the ethical training, which is a form of courses and training programs that helps people deal better with ethical dilemmas in the workplace. Also, ethical role model, kinsa man ang mga modelo sa tanang employees. Of course, those in the higher positions like managers, because they are in a position to influence the ethical behavior of the people who work for and with them. Therefore, all managers must act as ethical role models and both expect and support ethical behavior by others. The written codes of ethical conduct as well formally states what an organization expects of its employees regarding ethical conduct at work. And lastly is the whistleblower. A whistleblower exposes the misdeeds of others in organizations in order to preserve ethical standards. Whistleblowers face the risk of impaired career process and other forms of organizational retaliation and including termination. And according to a survey by the Ethics Resource Center, it reports that some 44% of workers still fail to report the wrongdoings they observe at work. Top reasons for not reporting are the belief that no corrective action would be taken and the fear that the reports are not kept confidential. Those four methods could help your business maintain high ethical standards while operating in the market. Indeed, being a business owner is no easy task as a lot of requirements are needed in order to pursue everything you wanted. But once you are already in the game and have almost mastered its mechanics, operating business will just be a way of life. It is critical to recognize that ethical workplace behavior can encourage positive employee behaviors that leads to organizational success, just as unethical workplace behavior can result in bad headlines that lead to corporate failure. Simply put, organizational stakeholders, which include individuals, groups, and organizations of all kinds, form a connection with a corporate organization for the firm to safeguard its interests in a specified way. As a result, stakeholders and corporate organizations have a shared expectation that they will operate ethically and in each other's best interests. So, for you, why is ethical behavior in the workplace important? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. Og diri na natapos ang among report. Salamat sa inyong pagpaminaw. Hinaot nga doon na kamoy nakatunan hangtod sa sunod nga higayon. Ako si Joyce Magdayo ug ang akong kauban nga si Glycel Magdua. Daghang salamat usab. Umaadjong adlaw kaninyong tanan.